Hockey, coming in with 28 appearances. His counterpart, Luka Kluche, the freshman goaltender. Greg Brown said he has gotten steadily better as the season has worn on. He stopped 30 of 31. They drop the puck and the Beanpot title game gets underway. Manettian threw it across and to the far side of the neutral zone. Gustafsson will try and chip it ahead. And one is iced by the Terriers.
All right, early in this game, Teddy Stiga, a player you mentioned that didn't play last week, did play the last game, though, for Boston College. Comes back, gets a fortuitous bounce, kind of pinballs around. It comes over to him. He tries to go glove side. It doesn't hit the post, just hits the top of the mid of Yegorov there. Teddy Stiga is an effort-based player.
Pembroke, he got rubbed out along the far side. This puck doesn't get out. Long drive by McCarthy. They score! It's chopped in by Svoboda. Took that rebound, and it's the Terriers who strike first.
A bit of a change for BU. Murillo going off. Svoboda comes on. Puck gets through the neutral zone. Punched in by Rukanakis, who has been real good since he's been back. A puck kind of played up the left side to nowhere by BC, and it's punched from the point by McCarthy. Kluche doesn't corral, and then he flops forward. And there's Svoboda, who is able to hack it underneath.
And now Stiga will drive it out to the neutral zone. Frechette, rink wide. And it's pounded in by Celebrini.
BU's got pace early on, Judd. BC, not so much.
Now Boisvert sizzles a wrister wide. Frechette set it back, paddles it to the far side. Sondriel. Now scooped up by Higgins. Sent out in front of that bouncer just wide. Sondriel driven against the wall, and it's dished out to the neutral zone. Now Rukanakis, a lead pass, poked aside, and the opportunity there for Murillo. Now Vogt, his team changing. He's 1-on-4. Vogt eats percent. And the BC penalty kill 82.5%.
Yeah, the BU power play has not moved the puck quickly enough, has passed up some shots, gotten too fancy. Simple mentality will be better for this one.
This Beanpot power play is presented by BuyAToyota.com. Leaves it now Fondrick. Relays Bednarik. Back up top McCarthy. Across it goes. And that long drive. Errant by Boisvert, and it's cleared around by BC, but they can't get it out. Boisvert dished up top. McCarthy. Boisvert shoots off the pads of Kluche.
Meaning Saturday with the same kind of confidence that he has had previously. He's got to do that because he's got to lead his team. Good message from a guy who's been in the biz an awful long time. Again, though, I didn't love the rebound, though, Judd, on that first one in the body position for Kluche, but he's made a couple of saves since then.
Letourneau had a poke check as he tried to enter. You had Trethewey, who slid over from right D to left, and he's got the puck. Trethewey, a lead. McLaughlin, he'll tap it in, head off for a change. Resendez. Hagen's out there killing this penalty. Now right of the net, Ritchie a drive. Kluche took it off the mast. This puck stays in. McCarthy shoots. Kluche knocked it down. Bednarik couldn't retrieve the rebound. Around to Ritchie. He locates it. 9 seconds left in the penalty. And it deflects out to center ice. A lead to the middle. Trying to locate that puck through some skates. Rushing the other way is Rukanakis. Murillo tries to return feed. Davey got a piece of that. Jams Rukanakis against the wall. Bounced up top for Shed. Stabs it. Gave it away. Look out here. Indirect off the wall. Looking for Resendez. No icing here. Resendez crashes into some.
Two other local legends.
Letourneau backhands it deep. Stiga reaches out. He grabs it, and then Hudson took him down. Conmey back of the net.
Gonna have another penalty.
Backhand by Letourneau, and the jam shot denied by Yegorov. And now the call will be made.
BC finally gets the puck in. They have not generated enough of anything in this game so far, Judd. It seems like they're caught in second gear.
Well, their power play tied for 9th ranked in the nation at 25%. And racing over the line is Higgins. Letourneau off his skate. Back of the net, rifled down by Trethewey. BU, by the way, also a threat shorthanded. They've scored 7 shorties this year. That's 3rd in college hockey. Conley races bottom of the right wing circle, flipped it out in front. They score! Andre Gasso right on top of the blue paint. We're tied at 1.
Andre Gasso, the captain for Boston College. He was out from late October to mid-January. Points in 6 of 7 since he came back. Make it 7 of 8 with his 5th goal of the season. A nice play. Comney's going to get the puck on the right side right there. He gets it wide. He kicks it to himself. And then Gasso gets to the front of the net. Nobody from BU ends up taking him. Comney head up the whole time. Sees the big puck.
Cut deep in the slot. Gasso right of the net. What a stop by Yegorov. Radivojevic had snuck in from the blue line. Here's Gasso. Watched by Rukanakis, the Pembroke native. And now Radivojevic heads up to the far side at center ice, lifted in by Gasso. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first. 1 apiece. McCarthy knuckled it to the corner. Berard, one of the captains in the BC Eagles. Left of the net, Stiga. Fanned on a shot, centered. Yegorov stayed with it, and the net is dislodged.
Vogt driving to the net. Frechette there as well. Had some contact, and right now, somewhere between, let's say, number 7 and number 15. There's still a long way to go. But if he continues to play, like he did the last couple of weeks, we'll see his stock go up for sure. A power forward in the making.
He was added to the roster in late December. A native of Finland. Oh, Merrill, nice pocket pick on Higgins, hits the brakes. Up top, McCarthy shoots. Cloutier bottles this rebound up as Kostadinsky tries to clean up the blue paint. And we got some action. But BC can't exit it. Now Merrill, 10 seconds left in the period. Driven up the middle, but not out. 5. Lawrence, Hudson. 1 too many passes. 2 seconds remaining here in the period.
Little detail things are, I know it's 1-1, and we're just about at the end of the period in BC. They're going to be like, all right, we got out of that period somehow. But little things, details like this, getting puck stripped, missing it. Letourneau right here has it go through his leg, but right there it's Stiga that skates by it on his backhand. Could have been deadly for BC. But it takes 2 to do all the scoring. Sometimes, you know what, that ugly goal is more beautiful than the high-end fancy one, and I don't know if they have enough of that in their game.
And this puck is deflected over the glass, and the opportunity in the right circle by Hemming.
That's why some of their younger players, whether it's a Ben Merrill or a Ryder Ritchie, Morello, Rukanakis, I think have been more successful lately at times.
In the Beanpotter, they are 31-17 against BC, and this puck will glance on goal, and it's frozen here. So we'll have a face-off in the BC end.
We talk repeatedly, we've talked in the last show that we did last week about how young both these teams are, but BU in particular, and early in the first period we talked about
Hudson. This doesn't get out. Pounded down low. Vogt settles it, banks it to Joyce, and the one-timer coming in by Fortescue, fought off by Yegorov. Hudson, puck hopped on him. He's having a problem right now, dealing with Michael Higgins. BC cranked it back in. They'll complete some changes. They played together 1 season at BU. Back then, Radivojevic couldn't rattle it around. Harvey stripped to the puck. Gustafson came back to help. Vogt now. Try to cue it ahead. Intercepted. Boisvert couldn't pull a trigger. And then he stopped far post by a diving Cloutier. And
Boisvert was able to elevate that in just another couple of inches. It's a 2-1 BU lead, but into the right skate of Cloutier.
This puck is tapped out. One of the BU players who was chasing up the right wing boards got knocked down. Could have been an interference call. Replay on. And it's driven deep into the BCN. We have icing. Really, just going back to Boisvert, Jay Pandolfo mentioned it's not easy.
A lot out of himself, wants to be impactful for his new team. There's that, you go in first year, you're just kind of learning your way, and now that you're a so-called star, being a first-round pick, and you're going to a new school, you really want to be somebody that is recognized, and I think he was trying to do too much, and again, being injured doesn't help. Offside called here upon the entry by BU.
He was taken 18th overall by the Blackhawks in 24. Just 19 years old.
And the reason, he and also Owen McLaughlin, who also came from North Dakota, always that letdown after the first Beanpot game for these teams playing that next game. But here's the players we talked about in our open that can be such a dynamic difference maker when he is on and when he is fully engaged. It is really scary for the opposition when he is on.
And you mentioned the defensive side of the game. He said in year 2, that's been the big focus on his game, Billy. He said, I got to develop more of a pro style.
I think he thought Gasso perhaps, or maybe out of the corner of his eye, saw that white sweater over there. That's why perhaps he banked the puck there.
Now Yegorov paddle down will cover up.
And so you mentioned those guys haven't had their name called as much, which means that they haven't been as perhaps noticeable handling the puck like they did last week, albeit different opponent this week than last week. But also give credit to BU for their ability. Now this period is
into the BU end. Not as much run and gun here in this period. Quick 3-on-2 coming in. Conmey shoots. Yegorov the save. Stiga retrieves. Celebrini has to pick up his stick. Radovojevic fired it into the slot. Letourneau had gotten knocked down. Nobody home there after Letourneau tried to send it into the slot. Joyce, back of the net. Ooh, reaching for it was Gustafsson. He took a pop as a result. McCarthy across. Hudson shakes and shoots, and that one right on. And Cloutier able to make the stop.
And a good stop with no rebound there. Puck comes right into him. Good hand position, good body position for you. Letourneau's going to get the puck, feel a little pressure, and he's going to put it into an area. If you're not the old 110% sure, you better be, you don't do it. And Benedian saves his you-know-what there.
Here to lead the Terriers. The native of Newburyport. Terriers win the draw. McCarthy fires. Gloved sharply by Cloutier.
And there you go again. Cloutier with a good read. I don't know. That one may have been going wide, but he holds on to it. Interesting to hear Razor's perspective perhaps after the period about his body language, so to speak, from first period to second period here. Looks a little more.
And now here's Hagens. Pulls into the slot. Couldn't pull the trigger. Hemming sent it up to the point. He had the big hit at the other end of the ice. This one on net. Yegorov the save. He's down. And Hemming, did he kiss it off the post? Radovojevic. Gasso. Hemming. Gasso. He tied the game in the first. And now Benedian tried to squeeze it up the wall. This puck doesn't get out. Morello backhands it, and then it's slapped down and wide. Rukanakis trying to pull his way out in front. Cloutier got a paddle on it. Benedian up the right side, jammed ahead and out by Resendez. Around a couple of checks, lost the puck. In transition, Stiga couldn't locate it. Celebrini cranked it into the round. Now Stiga up the wall. This will wobble deep into the BU end. No icing. Hustling to get there first was Letourneau. Centers, Stiga coming in late. Gustafsson fires. Yegorov knocked it down. Gustafsson settles it. Shoots. Scores!
talked about not hearing enough of the names Letourneau, Higgins, Hemming. Letourneau gets himself involved in the forecheck, wins the battle, gets the puck to Stiga to start this play, and then Vogt is going to get himself to the front of the net. Not the biggest guy, but playing where big guys have got to. He tips the puck with the shot from the point past Yegorov for the BC lead. Nobody.
Gloved out at center ice by Higgins. Crisscrosses with Hemming. And Trethewey dish to the middle. Poivert has been active this period. Cloutier could not get his stick on that puck. Up top to Midian. Tap by him. 2-on-1. Here's Higgins with Hemming. Higgins shoots. Yegorov. The save. Bobbled for a second. And then Boumedian finished Higgins.
By that guy, Jay Pandolfo. I love the consistency of them. You know, Rukanakis and Morello get out there, create opportunity, and then Richie's got a great shot, as we talked about in our open as well. And they do, they consistently do good stuff out there. That one, a little too much reach, not so good for BU.
Convey to the left corner, Higgins. Up top, Gustafson has scored! Gustafson from the center point, able to rip it by some of the traffic and in. A power play goal. 3-1 BC.
We talked about getting opportunities quickly off a face-off win on the power play. Higgins is going to get the puck back to the point, and I just like how quickly he gets rid of it. And there is an enormous screen in front. Letourneau, I do not think touches it, but just enough of that big body there, I think, to throw off the vision, just enough. It's a tad late reaction by Yegorov, and Gustafson with an assist on the vote.
Fortescue to the red line, Gasso. Didn't get a whole lot on that. Comes back to him. McCarthy. Hudson. BC completing some changes. Murtagh driving deep. Around to the near side. He'll rotate it up top. Tons of speed. Left out. Shoots. Cloutier the save. And it's driven all the way down. And they're going to redo this one.
Reset.
And put the time back on the clock. BU coming in, winning just over half of their faceoffs, 50.6%. And BC, this is an area where they struggle. They've won only 46% heading into the game. BU wins this, but diving to get it out is Gustafson. And the Terriers will continue that power play when the third period begins. But it's BC that scores 2 unanswered goals in that second. BC to the power play for the third time, where they are 2 for 2. Hudson shoots. Rattled back of the net. Rotated toward the front of the cage. But Svoboda's dish did not make its way into the slot. So now BC on the power play. Cloutier. Send it up the near side. Here, Eddie and around back of the net. Stiga. Punched it just out to center ice. BU's on it. Harvey sent it deep. He's going to head off for a change. Manetian has it. Now Gasso. Off the glass. He'll chase back of the net. He tied the game back in the first period. And then the Eagles scored 2 more in the second. Gustafson shoots. He had one of those goals. It got blocked out in front. Manetian got it away from Fondrick. Rotates it over. They've got it. Gustafson left to the net. They score! Andre Gasso's got 2 on the power play. 4-1 Boston College.
There's that quick strike within seconds off of a 1 face-off on a power play. Andre Gasso's going to pick it up because the center's going to drive to the net. But this is after he helps win. He gets now back to the front. Rotation from to Hagens, back to the point. Gustafsson waits for Comney coming down, who puts it on his forehand, tries to get it in off the pad perfectly to Gasso.
These two teams also trying to get themselves into the NCAA tournament, and BU in particular is outside the top 20.
Yeah, and BC dropped to 14 after being beat pretty badly by UVM the other night, but BU is in that precarious position where basically awareness has been excellent.
Not a big guy, 5'10", 185. He was the late round pick of the Kings. Cutting in is Morello. At the last second, he had it chopped off his stick. And now we got an icing call here on BC.
That was a good play by number five, Drew Fortescue, as he, as you say, at the last second is able to extend and use that 6'2" length to help make the play here. Morello tries to turn in, but good stick on puck at the last second. No penalty obviously taken there. Third round. About 5 feet combined total, maybe not even that much.
Lawrence shoots. Cloutier the save. Terriers on the power play. They've been scoreless with it. BC wanted a call. They won't get it. Guavera cross. One-timer, they score. A blast from Cole Eiserman. And it's 4-2 BC now.
All right, battle along the near wall. Letourneau's involved. He goes down. The puck gets rotated from left over to right. And in that one-time spot is Cole Eiserman. Here's the batter talking about. Lawrence may have gotten the leg of the big man Letourneau. He didn't like there was no call. Play on, the official said. The one-timer beats the goaltender Cloutier over the glove side. That was smoked.
Back of the net, Bednarik. Drilled against the wall by Letourneau. Puck turned over. Stiga shoots. Letourneau. He scores! Oh, Bruins fans could get used to seeing that. Dean Letourneau tucks one in. It is 5-2 BC.
This is a real good third guy high example. Pressure by Letourneau forces the puck rimmed along the wall. There's the coverage by Stiga. It's more than third guy high. He's actually taken the D-man spot there. Excellent read. Pass through the legs of the defender. Letourneau at the long reach beats the long right leg of the goaltender Yegorov. For
the BC bench can start to feel it now. Vogt shoveled it ahead. Poke checked away from Sondriel by Boumediene. Here's Fondrick, snaps it to Eiserman. Stolen by Vogt, shoots, he scores! That's his second of the night. And that should put it away. It is 6-2 BC.
Another example of just good neutral zone. There's the back pressure. Vogt helps out Aaron Menidian, and then Vogt gets it. No doubts it into the middle of the net.
This one is at 6-2. Slam back of the net, Gustafsson. He'll hold on to it with 15. And you can hear the Eagles fans in the crowd rise here at TD Garden. That's 8. You can count it down. The 300.